So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Photo Conversations, where we have conversations about photography, film, and so much more about life. Well, over the past 7 years of my photography and film career, I've invested a lot in camera equipment. Most of my money would be spent on buying lenses, buying filters, buying camera bodies, and buying maybe LED screens for the camera, the DSLR small screens, cables, stands, gimbals, and drones. And truth be told, over the period of 7 years, the number of camera bodies I've bought is quite huge. I started with a Canon. I started with a Canon 550D at the beginning. Then I think I moved on to a 60D. Then from the 60D, I moved on to get a 7D. Then from the 7D, I went ahead and bought the 5D. No, I went on to the Nikon and bought a D7-100. Then from the D7-100, I went to the Canon 5D Mark II, which was one of my favorite cameras till today. I'm looking to get another body of a Canon 5D Mark II. And then from there, I moved on to the Mark III. Then from the Mark III, I moved on to the Mark IV. Then I bought a 60 Mark II. And along the way, I bought a mirrorless. That was, I think, the M50. And currently now I'm moving on to the Sony system with a FS5 and FS7. And I think at some point I bought a Fuji. That was, I bought a Fuji some time back. So basically, over the period of 7 to 10 years, I've been entirely invested in pushing my equipment game to another level. You look at what is best for you, and then you put your money together and purchase it. And clearly, there's been an improvement over time. When you move from one level of equipment to another, there is definitely a proportionate increase or a proportionate effect in how you do your work, and at some point even the quality of your work. But the truth is, camera equipment can only push you up to a certain level in terms of the quality of your production, in the terms of the quality of your photographs and the quality of the videos that you are producing. So it took me quite a while to know that fact. It took me a while to understand that yes, equipment is very important, and there is no way I'm going to tell aspiring photographers and filmmakers that equipment doesn't matter. It does matter, and I encourage all photographers and filmmakers to up their game each and every year by purchasing better equipment, faster equipment, get a camera that produces photographs that are of high quality, better resolution, more pixels, higher frame rates, and all these. Buy them so that you can experience this and grow in terms of the quality of your production. But over the years, I've also come to notice that when you have bought all the cameras in this world, or the cameras that you can afford, there is still something that will lack. There's always that bit of quality that lacks in your production. And I want to talk about it in a sense of production, because production to me is not only the equipment, but it's all the other non-camera related equipment that eventually determines the quality of your production, or even the entire value of your production. I've seen photographers and filmmakers that have state-of-the-art equipment. Like right now, there are filmmakers that are using the FX6, FX3s, and even the FX9s, which are like currently the state of the art and like the industry standard for even people that are producing movies globally. So I've seen photographers and filmmakers use these cameras, but still when you look at their production quality, you feel that there's something missing, and you think and you feel that there's something missing, and you ask yourself, what is that thing that is missing in this production? What is this thing that is missing that if put into this production, it could actually push this production from A to Z or from 0 to 100? What is that one thing? And in my opinion, I feel that photographers and filmmakers in Uganda have not taken time to invest in the non-camera related equipment, and yet the non-camera related equipment determine a lot more in terms of the production value and quality of any production. And what are these non-camera related elements that determine the value of a production? One of them is set design. So one of them is set design. Set design is one of the things that people neglect when it comes to filming. So you find people shooting like short films, short movies here in Uganda, and well, they're shooting maybe with a nice Blackmagic camera, or they're shooting with a nice Sony camera, an FX6, but still, much as the picture is crisp and clear, they have the right frame rates to do slow-mo, still something is missing when you look at their short films. And for me, I feel that set design is one of the things that people do not invest in. And for me, set design is basically the visual appearance of the setting that you decide to film. And this could be probably the room that you're shooting the film in, or the office that you're shooting your film in, the props that are within your entire film set. So one of the things that people do not invest in is that kind of set design. And yet set design actually improves your filming or even photography by a very, very huge percentage. So going forward in 2025, I feel that filmmakers and photographers should invest more in set design. You could find a guy with a basic, you could find a filmmaker with a basic camera, but then he decides to invest a lot in set design. And clearly, when you see the output or the result of their production, you see there's a difference in terms of how the image looks like. And set design goes hand in hand with things to do with makeup. There's a lady I know, I think she's called Nakaziva or something. She's basically investing all her time and talent and skills in doing film makeup for film. It costs money to do that. It costs something to do makeup to make something look more realistic. So those are some of the things that we need to invest in as filmmakers to ensure that our production moves from one level to another in 2025. The other element that I feel photographers and filmmakers have neglected for a long time in terms of investment is lighting. Lighting might seem basic at the very start of your career, because most of the times you even do not have the financial capacity to buy certain types of lights to make your production much better and of higher quality. But over time, you start to realize that your image would even look much better if you invested in lighting and lighting modifiers like soft boxes, diffusers and things like that. I actually realized the importance of light on any set a while ago, and I decided to start investing slowly in lighting. And over the years, I've realized that it actually contributes so much to the production value of any production. And the importance of lighting in film or photography is that light basically mimics different times of the day. It mimics different moods when you're filming. It mimics different different colors, different temperatures when you're filming. And this is very important for filmmakers because it gives you the flexibility to produce exactly what you envision as a cinematographer or a filmmaker or you know, as a camera operator. You can turn nighttime into daytime. You could turn a cold room into a warm room by simply increasing the temperature on your lights, or by basically putting in a gel and making it look like maybe it is a bar setting, or you're trying to mimic a classroom, maybe with the light coming through the window. So those are some of the things you might find difficult to execute if you do not invest in lighting. So one of the things that I feel filmmakers and photographers in 2025 should invest in is lighting. So please, photographers and filmmakers, invest in lighting to basically improve your production quality. The other non-camera element that photographers and filmmakers forget to invest in is location or location scouting. There is no single movie or film that has not invested in location. Location basically gives you a setting, an environmental setting that makes your film a lot more realistic. I'll give you an example. If you want to maybe do a shoot in a courtroom, and then you decide to maybe shoot it in a basic hall somewhere and put a few props and assume that the props are going to make the place look like a courtroom. I would say, yes, it might look like a courtroom because of the props, but it lacks that organic feel of an actual courtroom. It's better to go and pay for the location and then have a more organic, a more realistic feel of a courtroom. Or maybe if you want to shoot like a nighttime scene in a bar, and you say, okay, maybe I'll make my kitchen look like a bar. It's a lot harder to make a kitchen look like a bar than actually going and scouting for an actual bar and pay for that and have your images look amazing and have the natural, the organic feel of what a bar looks like. There are certain details in a bar that are very hard to replicate in another setting. Of course, with set design, you can do that, but it takes a lot more time, and actually, it's more expensive to create a set of a bar in your bedroom or in your kitchen than actually going to an actual bar. So one of the things that photographers and filmmakers should invest in is scouting good locations and filming in these locations and utilizing these locations to the best of their abilities. So photographers in 2025 invest in location scouting. If for example, you're a photographer, maybe a wedding photographer, invest in traveling to locations that are amazing with your clients and take amazing photographs that people will look at and immediately look for the number of the photographer that took that photograph. I remember when I was starting out in photography, there is a gentleman that had started the trend of taking brides and grooms to tourist locations like Rwenzori. There are those game parks and stuff like that. And to be honest, his photographs were amazing. And I think that gave him a lot of mileage. So location also helps you to be a little bit more creative, because there are certain things that you notice along the way or within that location that you might not be able to get in certain spaces in town. Or maybe you want to have a game park theme, or you want to have a farm theme, or maybe you want to have like maybe a swamp or hills or something like that, or a forest. Those are some of the things you need to invest in. Invest in locations, pay up for locations, and then make sure you utilize them to the best of your abilities. Then the other thing that is very obvious, but it's not so obvious, and I believe that photographers and filmmakers should invest in is time. One of the problems that we face as photographers and filmmakers is we do not have time. And when I talk about time, I mean time to create spec work that we can show clients and blow their minds away. So time is one of the investments we need to make in 2025, because time gives us an opportunity to play around with different things, to be able to create new things, to innovate, and to be creative as well. So invest in time. And by time I mean travel. Give yourself time to travel with your equipment and see what you can create. Give yourself time to maybe edit, even if it's not paid work, but edit and see how best you can iterate your style and things like that. But then also give yourself time to think. One of the things I believe is that it's better to think longer and then execute within a short time than actually think for a short time and then take years to execute. So take time to think. Most photographers and filmmakers, especially when the season is good, we are on a constant call, like, every single day you're moving on from one client to another, doing work. And it's a good thing to have work. But I say take time to also rest and then rejuvenate your creative mind. Take time to sit back and look at your work and find ways to make it better, and criticize your own work in your free time to be able to produce much better work in 2025. That is the conversation I wanted to have with you today. Take time to invest in non-camera equipment because it improves your production value and quality by a very, very huge percentage. So thank you so much for watching this YouTube video. Catch you on the next one. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And let's go 2025.